Alright, so today we're going to show you a 36 by 12 inch surface grinder. This is a Nippei, made in Japan. This is a 3-axis automatic. We have two different modes. You have a plunge grinding or slot grinding, and you also have a surface grinding back and forth. It's currently wired for 220 volts, 3-phase, and you have an external hydraulic unit over here. Its coolant system is built into the base of the machine. There's a pump back here and different baffles inside the casting for your coolant. And your electrical cabinet is mounted in the back. So this type of machine is a fixed base. The base doesn't move, the column doesn't move. What moves is the grinding wheel moves in and out on its own slide. The column doesn't move, or the saddle doesn't move. The table actually moves. That's what moves on the base here. So I'm going to just start this table up. We'll start from the beginning. We start the machine, start our table, bring the speed up. Now in this mode, this is a plunge grinding mode. You see here on the wheel that we're feeding, as it goes back and forth, feeds on the right side, left side. Feeds to a fixed stop that's adjustable. Once you get to 0, it starts to spark out. Where it's done, it's going to go to park. Just like to catch it. Right there, it's the end of the cycle. You have a rapid up and down. There, close to your work. Okay, you start the table. If you wanted to put a diamond on the magnet and go back and forth with this, you set your speed. You could dress your magnet, and you can come down here onto your stone by hand. You can also flip this lever up, and then it disengages the automatic feed, and then you can use your hand wheel if you wanted to dress your wheel like that, or use the machine in a manual way. On the side over here of the wheel head spindle, you have a couple of dogs that you adjust for the stroke that it's going back and forth. And then in the surface grinding mode, we flip this over to column. So now we're going to feed like a regular surface grinder. As the slide here reverses direction, we get our step feed for surface grinding. And when it reverses, it'll feed. There it goes. And then it goes all the way back, and we'll feed again on the back side. Now, this dial here is a fine feed dial. You could actually use this to feed down onto your part. This dial here actually moves your dead stop. So when you find out that you're a couple of tenths, and this does adjust very finely, a few tenths or a few thousandths above or below size, you make your adjustment with that switch there. There's a flip down switch over here if you want to have the automatic spark out. If you want the machine to get to 0 and stop feeding automatically and then park, you use that. Down here, this is a micrometer adjustment. This is what you use to adjust the amount of in-feed on this hand wheel here. How much that feeds each time it reverses, or each time it goes down. Wait for it to feed again. This is your timer for your spark out. This is the control for the chuck. Let's go ahead and start up the grinding wheel. That's the grinding wheel, and the coolant pump comes on at the same time. I can hear it. heavy-duty machine. I don't know, this is what they maybe call the die grinder in the days. All cast iron. So this will just work its way down to 0. I don't know if you can see the red line. That's where 0 is. When we reverse it feeds. We're just doing surface grinding now. So that little bit of movement represents like 2/1000ths. This is almost 90%, 99% original factory paint. We do have the operator's manual. We do have all electrical diagrams and hydraulic diagrams. So everything is kind of complete with this. All right, I think we've gone over enough. I'm going to just stop it here. That's the Nippei surface grinder, 12 by 36. Let me it's called the model FSH. This is the manual here, and the electrical diagrams will be in the electrical cabinet. Thank you.